let's go ahead and check the hopper real quick. All right, still got plenty of seeds from yesterday. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today? My name is Jared, and thank y'all for coming on another adventure here at Turkey Ridge. Today we got the tractor hooked up and we got the seeder, or should I say the drill, the no-till drill from Genesis, hooked up to the back of the tractor today. We're gonna fill this thing up with seed and we're gonna go and plant, because tomorrow there's a good chance of rain. Will it rain or not? We're crossing our fingers and hoping, all right? As y'all saw in the last video, we have the dozer out here and I started doing some work on the dozer. Well, we have somebody coming up over the weekend that knows how to operate dozers, and he is going to make some new fields for us on that 80 acres that we had clear cut this year. I do want to plant those new fields, but they're not ready yet. So what I'm gonna do is ahead of this rain that's supposed to be coming, I'm gonna go ahead and plant our already established fields that are already there, that are ready to plant. And then after they leave and they make the new fields on the 80 acres, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this bad boy out right here and I'm gonna go ahead and plant those. So we're just gonna try to get ahead of the schedule a little bit, get fields planted before rain, that we know rain is coming and that we know that we can plant. Let's get going. In case y'all didn't see in the last video either, this is what we're planting. We are planting green cover, food plots, summer browse pressure release. Growing Deer TV is the one who made the seeds, the mixture. Grant from Growing Deer made this mix. As you can see, what's in the mix. Let me, how good can I zoom in here? I don't know if that's blurry or not for y'all, but we have some smart radish, buckwheat, sunflower, sorghum, cowpeas, soybeans, and sun hemp. And this is the percentages of each one. We have about 10 sacks here. We're not going to be planting all 10 sacks on the property. We don't have the acreages, but we do have some neighbors over here that would also like to use the mix. And it's cheaper whenever you buy it in bundles of 10. We're trying to save a little money that way because seed is not cheap. Let's get going. All right, guys, we made it to the first field here. This field looks pretty decent. It's pretty good coverage actually all throughout, considering it's on top of a hill and this is some really sandy soil, and it's got a good bit of shade too. The rye is about waist high or so, maybe a little taller in some areas. It's on the thin side a little bit. You can see the ground, it's not very thick. That's our fall food plot right there. What it looks like, from what I can tell, it looks like this across most of our fields. So I mean, it wasn't the best crop, but it did pretty good. It did all right. I do see clover, I do see the rye. I'm assuming some of this is oats as well. I really don't know, but we got our mix. We're gonna go ahead and plant for spring right here now. Let's go ahead and get going. Y'all get an extra little time lapse again because I'm gonna put y'all on a tree. Yeah. right, guys, so that'll be the first field. As my dad would say, mark that with a D for done. So this field is now done. Obviously it took a couple passes. This isn't a very large field, it's a small field, but there's a lot of little islands. Excuse me. There's a lot of little islands of trees that I have to kind of work around. It's not straight back and forth. There's a little bit of curves here and there, but for the most part it is done. Well, it is done. I have a couple of questions that keep popping up when I make videos like this about us planting, about the Genesis drill. So I'm gonna go ahead and address those real quick too while I'm thinking about them. We bought the Genesis 5 HD. The HD stands for heavy duty. There is just a regular Genesis 5 that weighs about a little bit over 1,600 pounds. The HD stands for heavy duty, which means that it just weighs more. It's about 500 pounds more. The only difference between the regular Genesis and the HD version is this pipe right here, this 5-inch square tubing is solid. It's either this one or this one. I don't remember which one it is, but one of these square tubings is solid. So that's what makes it heavier. Honestly, for our application, I think we would have been just fine with the regular one, because we do have sandy soils, but we do also have clay soils as well. So that's why we decided to go with the heavy duty. Also, we had to wait, I think 2 months for just a regular Genesis 5. The heavy duty was just already available, and we kind of needed it within the month to plant for summer last year. So that's why we went with this one. Another question that we get a lot is, what size tractor do we have? We have a John Deere 5045E. This thing is 45 horsepower, but from what I'm understanding and everybody that I talk to, doesn't necessarily matter the size. The size matters, but the horsepower doesn't matter. It's the lifting capacity to be able to lift this piece of equipment. This is a really, really heavy piece of equipment, and you need to make sure that your tractor is able to lift this piece of equipment. This tractor is rated for, I think it's 2,600 pounds, or just under 3,000, something like that is what it's rated for. So we're almost capping out the lift capacity with this machine. Whenever we're driving around on the property, we have to take it easy, we have to take it slow. This thing sways a little bit. You can tell that you have a really big piece of equipment on the back of this tractor when you're driving it down the road. As far as horsepower goes, the 45 horsepower that this thing has is plenty enough horsepower to pull it. I have never heard the tractor like bog down or anything like that while pulling the implement behind it. It cuts through the ground very easily with the knives, or with the blades, the cutting blades right here. It cuts through very, very easily, and these are Packer wheels on the back to close the trench that it makes. It's a really easy implement to pull behind, really easy implement to clean, and it's just working great for us. If y'all have any other questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. I do go through and answer them. I need to stop talking and I need to get to work, so I'll catch you guys later. Hey guys, and I'm back here at another field. This is gonna be field number 4 for me. Tractor's right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant this field up, and I'm just walking around a little bit because this is very interesting to me, because this is an area that we did some habitat improvement. What we did was we did hack and squirt in this area around this field, and I don't know how good this is going to show up on camera, but I know it's a big difference, and let me see if I can show y'all. So this is one side of that field that I was talking about, and as you can see, there are a lot of stems but not very many leaves. The only leaves you see are the big trees. I mean, except for this one little one right here. Maybe we missed a couple. I mean, for the most part, guys, this is done very well for us. This is done very well. We have gotten a good kill in this area. You can see a lot of trees have like brown leaves too, left over, like they would have died with leaves still on them last fall. And the only ones that are left are like this giant oak tree right here with leaves. They have a couple other hardwoods with leaves, like really, really big ones. But I mean, we were able to get kills, to get a kill on a tree this size right here. I mean, look the size of my hand. And even this one right here a little bit further. Look, this tree is over a foot in diameter, and you can see the hack marks in the tree all around. And we were able to kill this tree. You can see that one right there too. we got a kill on it too. So what did that do? What did killing these trees in this area do for us? If you look straight up, you could see the sun is able to come through the canopy. This tree would be blocking it, a lot more of that sunlight, and there's a lot more grass and forbs and stuff that are growing in this area. I mean, you could look through and see that the sunlight is hitting the ground in a lot more of this area than before. Where if you look right here, where obviously we missed a little bit of area right along the field edge, it's a lot more shaded, way more shaded. We definitely missed a few trees right here in this area, and we did back here way better. You could just see the difference. I don't know. I can see a big difference. I can see a huge difference. And I just wasn't expecting this. I've seen other people use this method online, and you know, I've just never seen the results of it yet. And I'm happy. I'm really happy. This is really cool. So hopefully, how like this, I mean, this is just one massive oak tree right here, but how I hope that the canopy of this tree will now be able to grow larger, as well as some of these other hardwoods. Some of these other oak trees, the canopy will be able to grow larger, better for the tree. I mean, this tree right here has got to be over 100 plus years old, as well as some of these other trees in the area have got to be getting close to that, if not, you know, bigger than that. But everything is competing for sunlight. Everything is competing for nutrients. We know that these smaller trees like this are starving from nutrients, and it's taking nutrients away from larger, more established trees. So good morning, guys. How's it going? It is the next day here. I'm sorry I didn't record anything more yesterday when I was planting. I think I got about 8 fields done yesterday. I had to go ride to town and do a couple errands and stuff, but tractor's still right here. Drill is still hooked up. Let's go ahead and check the hopper real quick. All right, still got plenty of seeds from yesterday. I did put a couple sacks right when I was just about finished yesterday, so I knew that we had plenty in here. As you can tell, it's a little cloudier today. It's not as blue sky as it was yesterday. There is actually a chance of rain today, coming around lunchtime. We're gonna try and plant a little bit before the rain comes. Let's go. Tell you one thing that's definitely different than last year when we were planting is that this year there's actually moisture in the soil already. Last year we planted spring and fall both in dry conditions. You can definitely see there's mud on the tires, you know. There's definitely moisture on the ground, in the ground this year. So that's a plus. Hey guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and I did this large field that we got right here, and I did one more larger one earlier before this one. It is it's getting closer to a time where it's going to be raining. I'm starting to run out of seeds, which is kind of unfortunate. As you can see right here, I kind of messed up this trip. I didn't bring my little scale to calibrate the machine and weigh it and see exactly how many pounds per acre I'm using. What I'm going off right now is whatever the manual recommends for the largest type seed that's in the mix, which is soybeans. So what happened was I have the rate on the how fast the meter spins was going too fast. So I was putting out more than I should have been. I was planting at a higher rate than I should have been, which is causing me to run out of seeds, which, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I do have a couple of smaller fields. I have about 4 smaller fields that I'm not planting yet. I want to make sure that we have enough seeds to plant the 80 acres, the new fields that we are going to be making with the bulldozer. I'm kind of saving those 4 smaller fields. If they get planted or not, it doesn't really matter as much. They don't really do that well anyway. I would much prefer a larger field like this get planted with the seed, even if it's at a higher rate, the rate's not perfect or whatever. And a lot of the fields that we are going to be making on the 80 acres will be, you know, similar to this size. They're going to be some larger fields. So I want those larger fields to get planted. After all that being said, I think we're going to be done with the planter today. And as you can see, there's definitely moisture in the ground because we're collecting some souvenirs on the back of the drill right here. The mud's a little sticky, a little clumpy, and so it's yeah, I got a little bit of a mess to clean up, but that's okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go ahead and get back on the dozer and start doing some more dozer work in the next video, so y'all stay tuned for that video and see what we're doing. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for coming on another adventure at Turkey Ridge. My name is Jared. Hope you guys have a great day. Catch you guys later.